Good morning, family. It's your boy Nintendo back again with another video. And in this video today, we're going to be doing a review on the Apple Watch Series 7 45mm. As you guys already know, the review structure is always the same. We're going to talk about the design, performance, battery life, display. If you guys watched my previous review videos, you guys should know the structure by now. And this Apple Watch Series 7 review will be no different. So before we begin, if you'd like to be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, as it means a lot to me and your other subscribers. And let's get started. When it comes to design, Apple is usually in the top-notch range in their design of their products. And the Apple Watch Series 7 is no difference. Don't mind the little cracked screen protector right there. Now the main thing that I dislike about the design of the Apple Watch Series is its curved display, as no glass screen protector can actually stay on this little thing. This screen protector is actually from the Apple Watch Series 3 42mm, and that's because that one is the only one that actually could fit and stay on these new design Apple Watches. So the design is really your basic watch. It has its flat edges, rounded edges. You have your speaker on the side right here. This is the new Space Black colorway. It's not really true black. It is more, no, I think I don't remember the colorway for this watch, but this isn't really a true black. It's more like a navy bluish. Like in certain parts of the light, it does have a little blue tint to it. So anyway, so here you have your little speaker. Here is where you put the straps. You got my serial number and stuff in there. Make sure. Yeah. Now, if you guys know, before in this little hole, there was a diagnostic port for Apple technicians to actually connect a little piece and to run a little test on these things, and also to restore the watch, as we the users cannot restore the watch. Apple removed the diagnostic port because Apple Watch Series 7 doesn't need it. It is going to be using wireless transmission to factory reset this watch, and also to run any diagnostic test on the watch wirelessly. So that is another way we could tell that the iPhone will be going portless, as the Apple Watch, has already started technology with that. So on this side, we have our digital crown with our ECG sensor right here, where you put your finger, it detects a ECG from your heart in 30 seconds. You have your little microphone hole right there, and we have our side button, power button. On the back, we have our sensors right here. It's a glass composite back, ion glass. So you have here Apple Watch Series 7 45mm aluminum and ceramic case, ion glass, GPS, water resistant 50 meters. So this is the 50-meter. This is the GPS model. I do not get cellular Apple Watches because I'm not one to leave my phone at home or just travel my watch. I always have my phone with me, so there's no need for me to get a cellular model of the Apple Watch. Usually, I know some people, when you buy this from your carriers, there's no way to get GPS model. They usually are forced to buy the cellular one because, you are buying it from a carrier, and you do have to spend that extra $100 for the product. My trick, it's not really a trick, but you just gotta be smart with it. In order for you to save that $100 and not buying the cellular model, buy directly from Apple or buy from a third-party seller, probably like Best Buy, any other third-party store that sells Apple products. Just buy it there, and you can get the GPS model for $399. Well, for this one it's $429 because it's the 45 millimeter. So yeah, so that's the design of the Apple Watch Series 7. Let's move to the next segment. Now it's time to talk about the display of the product. The Apple Watch Series 7 still features the same redesign and screen size as the Series 4 did. Now, the difference between the Series 7 is Apple reduced the bezels a little more to the edge, making the screen a little bit much more bigger. In the past, with Apple Watches Series 4 and up, they were a 40 millimeter and a 44 millimeter. With the Series 7, because Apple increased and pushed the screen more out to the edge of the display, we now have our 41 millimeter and our 45 millimeter. So this one in my hand is the 45 millimeter. This is the biggest option of the time when they was there. With the new Apple Watch Ultra, Apple Watch Ultra is the biggest screen size available. Series 7, 45 millimeter, and Series 8 has the same screen, and that screen is a Retina LTPO OLED display. Now, the LTPO is the same screen as found on the iPhone 14 Pro. The Apple Watch Series 5 were the first Apple Watch to feature, let's just say the first Apple product to feature a LTPO screen. I forgot what LTPO stands for, but it has something to do with low power for the screen. So basically, it is a always on display. If I put it on my wrist, the screen stays on. Same thing with the iPhone 14 Pro. So the 45 millimeter, it has a 1.9 inch screen with a resolution of 484 by 396 and with a pixel density of 326 ppi. It has an Iron X strengthened glass. Like I said, always on display. Everything on the display is clear. Let me unlock it for you guys. Oops. Yeah, everything on the display is nice and crisp and clean. I usually don't have no problem in resolution, anything like that. Yeah, everything's very responsive. Now, the thing is, the drawback with this screen of Apple Watch's screens is it's not multi-touch. Yeah, so it only recognizes one touch at a time. It's not a multi-touch display. I don't know if whatever the next Apple Watch they release, if it will be multi-touch, but yeah, this is not multi-touch. So if you guys don't know already, the Series 7, because the screen size is much bigger than the Series 6, we now have a keyboard. Let me see if I can, what application I can put into for you guys to see me use the keyboard in action. Is there a notes? There's no notes here, right? I guess not. I'm gonna have to go to messages. Let me just open a message and get back to you guys. All right, so this is what the screen looks like on the Apple Watch Series 7 and up. With its new big screen, it is not an on-screen keyboard as in the past with Apple Watches. You only had to use swipe, well, not swipe. You had a little handwriting thing where you basically draw the letter or character that you want, and it will transfer that into the character there. But now that we have a full-size virtual keyboard, due to the screen size, it's much better in typing. You do, most of the time, my fingers are big. I do mistype things on the screen, but other than that, it is responsive most of the time. But because my fingers are a little bit too big, I do have a little trouble typing on the small little screen. But most of the time, when I do sit down and actually type something on a keyboard, it does work. Okay, so I messed up right there. So yeah, here we go. Subscribe now. So You know, if you have big fingers, you know, it will be a little problem typing on this thing, but it is better than using that little adjuster thing. If you don't want to use the adjuster thing, there is an option for you to still, there you go, see scribble. You can still use the legacy way to type or so. That's what they used in the past with Apple Watches. So you can see whatever I type in. So Z, we transfer that into there. But right now I usually, oops, sent that by accident. I usually use the keyboard because it is a little bit better. Then you have your little emoji keyboard right here. You press it, you got your little emojis right there. So yeah, other than that, that's the display for you guys. So let's move on to the next segment. Performance. The Apple Watch Series 7 is using the Apple's S7 chip. The S is usually for the Apple Watch exclusive chips. There's no clock speeds available. Many people did test and says that the Apple Watch Series 7 is using the same clock speeds as the Series 6. So there's no really telling what clock speed this is using. As in the past, we could tell the clock speeds, but the S7 chip, we can't tell the clock speed on it. But we do know it is a dual-core 64-bit CPU, and the GPU is a PowerVR. The model of it is pretty unknown as well. It has 1 gig of RAM, and the storage on this thing is at 32 gigs. So other than that, software-wise, it's no hiccups. It is running the latest watchOS, which is watchOS 9. It came with watchOS 8 installed. We won't see any hiccups or anything like that soon. It is pretty much supported, and it will get enough years of support. Just look at the Apple Watch Series 3. That thing is it's been out for a while. So this Series 7 will do the same with the S7 chip. So that's it for performance segment. Let's move on to the next. Battery. The battery life, like in all Apple Watches, it usually doesn't last all day. I think 16 hours of battery. Series 7, it's no difference in battery life, especially with that always on display. It is using a 309 milliamp battery, which is again, pretty small. It's a small watch, so you gotta expect that. And this thing locked again. Hang on, guys. Right. You gotta remember, it's not on my wrist. I should probably put on my wrist, right? Let me put that on my wrist so it doesn't keep coming off. Yeah, because I want to show you guys. It's pretty easy to put on an Apple Watch, especially the Sport Loop on. Sport band, I mean. It's pretty easy to put it on. Boom. So I'm gonna actually unlock it because I'm tired of it keep coming off every minute. Let's get my iPhone nearby. It should unlock the Apple Watch. Yep. See right there, it says unlocking with iPhone. And there we go. Watch is unlocked. So like I was saying, put that menu back for you guys. Okay, so boom. So I had this watch for a year now, and battery health on it is 96%. It's pretty not that bad. Battery life on it, like I said, is pretty good. I usually, when I have to work overnight, by the time I get to my other job in the morning time, it's usually like around 59, sometimes 61% charge. It stays on pretty much throughout the day. I usually, when I come home, I always charge it on the charger. This is the charger right here. This is the new fast charge right here. If you guys have noticed, Apple Watch Series 7 is the first Apple Watch to feature fast charge. So just like the iPhones, you can charge up to 50% in 30 minutes. Apple Watch Series 7 can charge up to 50% in 30 minutes using its USB-C to Watch charger, fast charger right here. You do need at least the 20 watt USB-C adapter to get the full capabilities of the fast charge. So that's one of the biggest upgrades to the Apple Watch Series 7 battery. We didn't get any bigger battery compared to Series 6. So the only upgrade that Apple did was made the watch fast charge compatible, and it's pretty useful as you throw in the charger, fast charges, and it lasts for pretty much a long time. So that's pretty much a great buying technique of getting this Apple Watch Series 7. It's because of the fast charge. If you're one of those people who have the watch on all day, battery's low, and you got hit out, or when you use sleep track capabilities on the watch, you can just throw in the charger while you're showering or something like that, come back out, and the battery should be almost full, as the fast charge is really fast. So that's it for the battery department. Let's move on to the next segment. So the purpose of using the Apple Watch Series 7, as with other smartwatches, is, well, it's a smartwatch. Use it to tell time, get your phone notification onto your watch. Fitness-wise, this Apple Watch has so many capabilities on it. You can make phone calls, you can use a timer. The biggest thing with this Apple Watch is the health capabilities, and starting with that is the blood oxygen on the Apple Watch Series 7. So next, make sure your watch band is not too low on your wrist. Should be snug and not comfortable. Let's zoom this in for you guys. Keep your watch facing up. Just nice. Okay. Good. That lag. Good. Just stop. Yeah. So you got your blood oxygen right here, where it can give you a level of oxygen in your blood in just 15 seconds. So let's get it. There you go. My blood oxygen is at 97%. Another great capability of this Apple Watch Series 7 is the ECG. What's it called? Yeah, ECG. Basically, it checks for anything that's wrong with your heart, if it's beating irregular as it's supposed to. And for you to do that is you take your finger, your index finger, and you just tap and you hold it on to the digital crown. And in 30 seconds, it will tell you if you have anything wrong with your heart. So here we go. So the note right there that says Apple Watch does not check for heart attacks. And there we go. And if you have your iPhone around, you will get that notification in the Health app. Right, you got your sleep tracking capabilities, which I never use. It's pretty much other apps, third-party apps that you can use on the Apple Watch, like FedEx. You can use to track your shipment. You got MyChart. You have the security camera app where you can view cameras on your phone, on your watch. This Facebook Messenger, ADP. When you use for your text. I don't know why would you want to do that, but view your pay statements on your watch. You got the remote camera right there. You got the walkie-talkie, Bank of America, Capital One Bank, Discover Bank. You got your Photos app. You can view photos and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it. Apple Watch is basically just your go-to. If you don't have your phone around, you got your Apple Watch right here. Many features that are on the Apple Watch, also on the phone. Also, I've got to show you guys this app. You can even watch YouTube videos on your Apple Watch. Did I delete it? I think I deleted it because I did restore this watch to yeah, I did a factory restore on this watch. Okay, so I deleted the app. There's an app, excuse me, where you can watch YouTube videos on your wrist, and it looks really well. So the Apple Watch is just your go to smart device, smart wearable device. Use it mainly for fitness, checking notifications, making a quick phone call, you know, checking your emails, you can get your photos and other things like that. So that's it for this segment, and let's move on to the next segment. The price of the Apple Watch Series 7 is no difference of the Apple Watch Series 4, 5, 6. They all share the same price of retail of $399 for the 41mm of, oops, sorry, my fault. Well, this one is the 41mm, but for the others 40mm, the base model, it starts off at $399 with the GPS model, which is listed in my hand. If you do want cellular, it will cost you $100 extra to get the cellular model. With this Apple Watch Series 8 coming out, or being released, they no longer sell the Series 7 from Apple. In order for you to get the Series 7, it's by either buying it from your carrier if they still have supplies, and I don't recommend doing that. Buying it from third parties if they still even have the supply, and you move on to your third party marketplace like Facebook, eBay, Swapper. That's mainly where you're gonna find these Series 7s for sale still. I don't know the resale value on these going for, as you know, like again, Series 8 is here, same price as usual. And that's pretty much it for the price and current value. And let's move on to the next segment. The Apple Watch Series 7 is probably one of the Apple's latest innovations of last year of 2021. The Apple Watch Series 7 features a new pushed out screen to the edges, which means more screen space, redesigned applications for use of the touch screen. It comes with the first ever Apple Watch to feature a on-screen keyboard and improved screen UI elements and, you know, thermals. The Apple Watch Series 7 also is the first Apple Watch to feature USB-C fast charging, which means you can fast charge your Apple Watch Series 7 in 50% in just 30 minutes. Again, the Apple Watch Series 7, in my opinion, is probably one of the greatest Apple Watch ever to be made. Coming from a Series 4, this is a big upgrade for me, and I suggest you guys go for it and, you know, try it out for yourselves. If you do have a Series 6, I don't recommend upgrading, as, you know, there's not very much to upgrade to. Alright guys, so this is how it looks when it's in its nightstand mode, when you have the charger connected and the Apple Watch turned horizontally. It's how it looks when it's in nightstand mode. Basically shows the time big and bold, shows you your date, and it's charged up with the Apple Watch. So other than that guys, that's it for today's video. If you do like the video, please hit the like button. Other than that guys, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, as it means a lot to the channel and to your other family members. And once again guys, thanks again for watching this week's video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now guys.